I'm on. It's the Joe without the Mo. Mo's traveling. He left his headphones hanging off the thing. Look at this. This whole side looks all shock wide. He just gone. Week 1. Last year, I think week 1, I did myself because he was traveling. We technically got our prequel episode out, but now this is the official week 1, and he's gone again. I do have his notes. I do have some notes from Mr. Morris, which some of them I probably should have asked more questions about it because I don't exactly know what he's saying. We're going to go through each game anyway. Let me crack one. This is the beer of the week anyway. Let's start off with beer of the week. It's the Athletic. Run Wild. Crispy and cold. This one's got ice chunks in it. This one was way in the back of the mini fridge in the basement, and it has ice chunks. So it's kind of like a beer slushie. It's like a blushie. All right, so let's run through the week that was week 1 in the NFL 2024. We were live streaming on kickoff Thursday. It was the Ravens and the Chiefs. We both picked the Chiefs. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the very end of the game. I saw the touchdown that wasn't the next day. That's got to be disappointing. It was literally like not even a full toe. If you saw the clip, you know. It was like half an inch out. But them's the rules. Oh my, hold on, my blushie's going crazy over here. This is a horrible start. Oh no. I might have to chug this thing. Usually it's very low key. Morris and I will start. We chit chat for a few minutes. I'm trying to get right into this thing. I'm off of like no sleep last night. That's going to be disgusting for you to listen to. I may have to just dump this real quick. Oh my God. It just keeps coming up. Oh, this is going to be a mess. I also don't want you to have to listen to that, so I'm trying to figure this out, people. Anyway, the touchdown that wasn't, I gotta keep an eye on this thing. I'm going to have to dump this thing. It's too out of control. Hold on, wait. Maybe it won't do it. It's like I kind of want to drink it. All right, I just got to keep an eye on it because it's already making a little bit of a mess. The touchdown that wasn't, there we go. As soon as I put it down, it starts going again. It like doesn't want me to talk about this touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown. I would be pissed, but I mean, it wasn't a touchdown. Them's the rules, I guess. It's unfortunate when you have to play from behind too, because when you do that, you run the risk of an epic touchdown at the end getting called back because you had like a long toenail over the end zone. Oh my God, there's so much going on here. I'm getting text messages. I'm trying to read Mo's notes too. Mo said something about this game, and he said likely a sleeper fantasy pick, but I don't know what he means there. Sleeper fantasy pick. I'm not really sure. I should have asked for more context here. He was traveling. He sent me some notes. I don't have his picks yet. I hope I have his picks. If not, I'll post them separately. Excuse me. So the Chiefs win the opener as expected, but it was a good game towards the end. Taylor Swift was all over the game, obviously, in her double denim outfit. It's so funny because I now people are just it seems like universal. People are like, okay, enough. It is what it is. Excuse me. It's gonna be interesting to see what the Chiefs do. I want to check their schedule real quick because last year at some point they looked like they were dead in the water, and then out of nowhere. I mean, my cousin did say it. Shout out Jay. He did say, "Watch out for the Chiefs. They're gonna do it." So the Chiefs, which we'll get into, they have the Bengals coming up. I was trying to see like their tougher games. They do have the Niners. They get the Bucks. Their divisional games, obviously. The Bills, Texans. I don't know. That's kind of a couple really good teams. I mean, they are playing. You know, they play the Ravens. They get the Bengals. They get the Niners. I mean, they're playing the better teams, but they're also playing their division, which we all know. Mo would say that it's mostly because that the Chiefs are so good. I don't know if that's legit or not. Moving on, we had a Friday game. I'll be honest, I didn't love this. I don't love the idea of the first game of the season being overseas. I think that when a lot of the starters, your main guys that are going to make the cut here, when they're not playing in the preseason, right? There's only 3 preseason games now. There used to be 4. Most of them are not playing, especially, you know, like your quarterback. The guys that you know are going to make the roster. I mean, for Washington, Jaden barely played. I don't think Eckler played. A bunch of those guys didn't play. So your week 1 is almost a dress rehearsal at that point. So going overseas on your first game as a dress rehearsal, and then they had the stupid thing about they couldn't wear the certain color because of the soccer fans' rival. I mean, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. And anyway, I don't know how the field held up, but obviously, you know, soccer fields, they don't hold up as well. It was a good game. Big one here was the hot take that might have come true. It did come true because we don't know. I mean, he's going to be out. Jordan Love sprained his MCL. He got carted off with like 5 seconds left in that game. Sorry. Now it's just like now there's like no juice in it. Now it's just like all ice. The hot take sort of came true. Just a hot take. That's another thing to bet on. Because I think even last year some of them towards the end. I mean, this is 17 weeks plus the playoffs, and it's hard to have a hot take. You know, some of them were mild, but some of them were pretty good. He got hurt. Philly wins that game. I expected them to win. I didn't really watch our game, to be honest. Jaden Reed looked good. 138 yards. Saquon, I did catch a little bit. I lied. I caught a little bit of this game. Because I was sitting at a bar that I didn't want to be at. And I was like, you know what? Thank God for the NFL and their money-making ways that they put a game on a Friday. I can sit at the bar and watch it. Saquon might be the X factor for Philly. I don't know how they looked the entire game because I didn't watch the entire game. Green Bay is obviously a better team. They're a playoff team. They made the playoffs last year, and they kicked the shit out of the Cowgirls last year. Let me see if I got let me see. No, wrong one. Damn it. And they kicked the shit out of the Cowboys last year. And there it is. So they looked good too. Who's their backup? I think their backup is Malik Willis from Tennessee. I don't know what the extent of Jordan Love's injury is. Obviously, he's got to miss some time, I would imagine, with an MCL sprain. I don't know if he's going to be out the full season, but anyway, let's see. What's the Mo note on that one? Yeah, the hot take came true. See, I should have read that first. I lied. Then we get into the Sunday games. Snoozer. Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Pittsburgh pulls it out 18-10. Justin Fields started because Russ, who they name a captain. No, they named him the starter. They named him a captain, and he didn't play week 1 because he's still nursing a calf injury. That whole thing to me is ridiculous. We touched on it last week. If you're going to bank on a guy like Fields because you traded for him, right? And I don't care what you gave up. He's going into a contract year. Russ is Russ. You want a backup, a veteran backup for $1 million, that's all they're paying him at this point. Fine. Why not start Fields to see if maybe you can extend him? I don't know if there's a 50-year option, a club option or something. Why not start him? See what he's got. A guy like Russ is like, most teams are going to consider him washed. I would bank on Fields. See what he's got. But now they're already saying that he might not start next week. So I don't know. I mean, 156 yards. They won the game, although they did win against Kirk. Captain Kirk. Kirk Cousins, half $1 billion man with one playoff win at Atlanta. I was told through the grapevines that he is adjusting. Right? Adjusting. We'll see. I said he was adjusting his Pampers because he's about to shit his pants in a third different jersey here. But whatever. Let's see. You got a Mo note? Steelers continue to amaze. I mean, they win. We both said last week that they weren't going to make the playoffs this year. They beat Atlanta. I don't know how good Atlanta's going to be. We'll see. Kirk's going to adjust. I wonder what the adjustment period is. How long is that adjustment period? Because I just don't see it from him. If I'm a team, I'm so glad. I mean, granted, he started in Washington. They were never going to do this. But if my favorite team picked up Kirk, like if my favorite team was the Falcons and they picked up Kirk, I'd be pissed. Especially when you went with a quarterback at number 8 in the first round anyway. Why didn't you just, if that was your plan, and honestly, where they were sitting, they were going to get one of these guys. I think Bo Nix went at like 12 or something. They were going to get somebody in the top 10. Like I forget, JJ might have went 10. They would have had their hand, even if they wanted Penix, they would have had Penix. I don't understand why and then you do that type of shit, and I get it. It's week 1. Don't panic, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But you're 0-1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who started Justin Fields. It probably would have been worse if they started Russ, if we're being honest with ourselves. Next game, Arizona at Buffalo. I got to look at this one because Arizona was up by a decent amount at one point. Because the 1 o'clock game, I watched the Bears and the Titans. But I want to see what the scoring was. Scoring plays. Maybe they weren't up as much as I thought. No, 17-3. They were up 17-3 in the second quarter. So it must have just been a slow start. But the Bills come back and win it 34-28. I want to see what the Bills receiving looked like on this one. What they have? Keon Coleman, 4 catches, 51 yards. I mean, they spread the ball out a lot, it seemed like. I mean, 232 receiving yards. They spread it out. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 different guys with a target. Or, no, 10 different guys with a target. 9 with at least 1 catch. So, they spread the ball out a lot. Kyler went 21 for 31, 162 yards, 1 touchdown. QB rating at 83.4. Josh Allen, 18 of 23, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, QBR of 90.1. So we'll see. There's a good matchup next week for the Bills. Heading down to Miami. We'll make our picks. I'm going to see if I can get Mo to make his picks. He might not have landed. I'm recording a little bit earlier than normal. He might not have landed. Bills over Cardinals, the Mo note of the week. I got nothing. I don't think he watched that game either. He watched New England. And because he was watching New England, I chose to watch another game anyway. So moving on. The game I watched, Tennessee at Chicago. I got to look at this one too because I don't remember. But Tennessee was up in this game. And Chicago's defense bailed out Caleb Williams. They were up 17-0 in the second quarter. And then lost 24-17. 24 unanswered points. The Mo note on this one is that really the same note that I would have is William Levi Jeans the fourth. Not great. He used a worse description. I will say not great. There was one play that I had to video the replay and send it to him because I needed him to see it immediately. He was about to get sacked, flipped the ball up. I don't know why. Panic. He's in year 2, but that panic set in. He got rushed out. He's falling, flips it, pick 6. Crucial point in the game. You just take the sack. Or at least try to throw it away. But the way he was falling, he couldn't really throw it away. Just take the sack. Flips it up, pick 6. It was one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. And the Titans go down 24-17 to Chicago. Let's just read the stats. I know Caleb was under 100 yards total. Let's see. 14-29, 93 yards. Took 2 sacks. Overall rating was 55.7, QBR 22.2. He actually got outshined by William Levi, Jeans the fourth. 19-32, 127 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 3 sacks for 23 yards. QBR of 31.1. Overall rating of 52.5. Bum squad there. But, I mean, I don't know. They won. You could say it's the defense, and I think it was really the defense, especially that pick 6. What was the turnovers here? Turnover battle was 3. They had 3. Their defense got 3. Oh, they lost 1. 1 fumble and two picks. 1 was a pick 6. So defense bailed them out. That must be nice. Must be nice that your defense can bail you out. Can't say the same for the Washington, whatever you want to call them nowadays. I'll take the win. Listen, Caleb's got plenty of weapons over there. I'm sure he'll settle in and be fine. Let's see. Yeah, he had the same note on that one. The next game, shocker. There's always one shocker. And Mo, as a Patriots fan, also picked the Bengals. I think the spread was 7.5, 8, maybe 8.5, somewhere between 7.5 and 8.5. And I said, wow, that's it. And New England pulled it out, 16-10 over the Bengals. Let's see the Mo note, because I did not watch this game. I didn't even see clips of this game, I'm being honest. He said, should have known better. Stop yourself. I know I was ragging because they doused the coach with the Gatorade or the water, and I was like, that's embarrassing. And Mo said, they do that for every rookie coach. It's still embarrassing. It's not like a Patriot. It's embarrassing. It's a little cheesy. Week 1, you get a win, so you douse the coach. I mean, it's like, let's set the bar a little higher here. But anyway, I did read an interesting note yesterday. Joe Burrow is 6-7-1 in the month of September. So that slow start that I think we even talked about last year, I'm looking over like he's there. Remember, Mo, what we talked about last year? The slow start that we talked about last year continues. And I don't know who they're playing this week. I did make my picks already, so I went in a little blind here. They should catch a win by week 3 because they're playing Washington on a Monday night, and we know how they are in primetime. But, 6-7-1 in September, and they are the team that I picked to go to the Super Bowl for the AFC. 16-10. I know, it's week 1. Don't panic. They can bounce back. They did last year. It's just the point that when you're in the division with the Ravens, who I also know is 0-1 right now, but they lost to the Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs, right? On a close game, really, because if that touchdown counted, assuming the extra point, actually they were going to go for 2, which was a bold move, and I love it. They could have won that game right there, right? So they were like right there. They could have won that game. But when you're in a division with the Ravens who are going to be there, when you lose at home to a team that's coming off a 4-13 season with a rookie coach, is that a win? Is that a loss that's going to sting later? I think it might be. I don't know. People say don't panic. They're good enough to. I get it, but every win like that to me, you put up 10 points, and I'm not shitting on the Patriots defense, but the Patriots only scored 16. Like one more touchdown. I mean, you could only put up 17 and won the game. So I don't know. That to me would you got to move on, but later on, like that's a win where, again, it's a dress rehearsal. I know, I get it, but I would look at that and be like, later on, like, oh, when you're like vying for that division or that playoff spot, you're gonna look back and go, where did we fuck up? Right there. That's where you fucked up. To me. Moving on. Houston at Indianapolis. Let's see the Mo note. He called it the spread. He did say Texans over the Colts, Colts to cover, and they did. I forget what the spread was, but that was the. I think that was the. It might not have been the money pick, but he did call that one. I also had the Texans. I believe going into tonight, I'm 10-5. Maurice is 9-6, and I think we both have the Niners. So, again, watch the show, make money. I think last year, I don't know if we had any week that either one of us was under 500 for the total games. I think we either broke even or we were ahead. So, I mean, 10-5, 9-6, we both should end up with double-digit wins this week. Watch the show, make money. The next one was Jacksonville at Miami. That was another lead that got blown. Let's see the Mo note on that one. He hit the spread. They did hit the spread on that one. I had to look at the score on that one, though, because Jacksonville was up. A lot of blown leads in week one. Again, second quarter, 14-0. And we said it last year, too. A 10-point lead is almost useless in the NFL nowadays. But now you're talking about 17-point leads, 14-point leads getting blown. And I know it's week one, but still. There's a 14-0 lead in the second quarter, and they blew it. Dolphins come up 20-17. I did have Tyreek on my fantasy team, so that helped me a little bit. The Saints over the Panthers. Bryce Young is a bust. The problem is the Panthers now are the worst team in the league. Going on year 3. They also have probably the worst owner in the league. His first throw yesterday was a pick 6. Not great, but I mean, who does he have? They got blown out yesterday, 47-10. I got to see the notes here. 13 of 30, 161, 2 picks. And the first one was a pick 6. But who does he got? He's got Thielen, 3 catches, 49 yards. This is going to be one of those things where you look back. Was it him? Was it the team? Is it where he's drafted? This is my whole argument about everybody that passed on Brady back in the day. Brady could have went to Washington and sucked because of the environment around him, right? He might not have been Tom Brady everywhere. He might only be Tom Brady in New England and in Tampa, but you get my point. Derek Carr, 19-23, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, overall rating of 142.5. I didn't realize Andy Dalton came in at one point. 0 for 1. I can't believe he's still in the league. That guy has bounced around quite a bit. Yeah, Bryce Young had a QBR of 10.7, overall rating at 32.8. But who do they got, man? Who do they got? They got Adam Thielen dying over there. They got nothing. I mean, I don't know if he's a bust. I don't know if he's a bust. I think the organization right now as a whole, with the owner top down, is a bust. Especially the shit that they pulled last year when they signed Frank Reich and then fired him midway through the season on his first year. So I think the organization is a shit show. My guess would be, even though the Bears got their pick this year, the number 1 overall pick, I think they're going to get it back anyway. But when you have a shit owner and a shit team, and a shit management. That number 1 pick, I've seen Washington flop top 5, top 10 picks left and right when Snyder owned that fucking team. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But my guess is they're going to have another rough go this season. Next one was Vikings at the Giants. Hey, we covered. It was the over-under was 40. We covered. It was 34. So it was 28-6. It was 34 total. It was getting dicey, though, at the end. It was looking like the Giants were going to score. And one touchdown would have put it to 40, even if they missed the extra point or the 2-point conversion. They would have been at 40, and it would have bust the whole thing. But they turned over on downs. Maybe Darnold's not that bad. You know? Maybe Darnold's not that bad. 19 of 24, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Daniel Jones, 22 of 42, 186, 2 picks. Apparently, the boos were raining down over there. Raining down in New York or New Jersey. They're the Giants, but they play in New Jersey. Go figure. Neighbors was on my fantasy team at 5 catches, 66 yards. They said Jones is going to start next week, which is good and bad. I mean, for us, the Giants were awful last year, and they beat Washington twice. Daniel Jones, for some reason, has a field day running all over us, probably because of the worst ranked defense in the league. But we covered on that one, the over-under. Again, watch the show, make money. Wait, lest we forget here. We hit the under, big time. I'm just going to read his note on the next game ahead of time. Raiders over Chargers. Didn't watch any. Sorry, I jumped. He kind of had weird bullets here. He didn't watch any of this game. Neither did I. Neither did I. But the Chargers beat the Raiders 22-10. My boy Minshew had 257 yards, though. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Herbert, 17-26, 144, and a touchdown. Again, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the Chargers. I think people are giving the Chargers a big, layup here because it's Harbaugh and they trust him. I do too. But year one, I don't know, what do you got? But, hey, they win against the dude. I'm sorry, because Alex is a Raiders fan. And it's similar. You know, I'm a Redskins fan, so it is what it is. But, every year is boof. Oh. And I don't know who they got next week. I don't think I picked them. But I didn't watch any of this game either. Denver and Seattle. I believe I picked Denver, 26-20. Now, Mo's note here is funny to me. He says, Knicks is not good. I don't know, dude. I mean, he threw 2 picks, threw for 138 yards, 2 picks. There was 1 touchdown where he had a cutback move and fell. I was like, damn. I think he's a little bit of a baller. 5 carries, 35 yards, 1 touch. That was the touchdown. I don't know. Give him time, man. Give him time. Because I feel like Knicks was the forgotten guy in a way in this year's draft because it was so quarterback heavy and there's so many teams that needed quarterbacks. Knicks probably wouldn't have been a guy that in any normal draft would have gotten with all the other guys ahead of him. He probably wouldn't have gotten drafted in the first round. But because there's so many teams starred for a quarterback, Bo Nix goes in the first round. He's kind of the forgotten guy. But I like the Bo Nix story. That touchdown was, I don't know. I'm into it. Not into the Sean Payton side. We all know how we feel, especially Mo, how he feels about Sean Payton. I'm not into that. But you know what? I like the Bo Nix story. I'm going to root for him quietly. Dallas and Cleveland. I believe this was Mo's money pick. Make that money. That's right. Watch the show. Make money. Right. Dallas kicked the ever-loving shit out of the Browns. 33-17. Must have been a garbage touchdown at the end. I'm going to tell you this. Another guy who has robbed the league blind, Deshaun Watson. That guy's cashing in on one good season 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, because his last season with the Texans, he was benched because of his legal troubles. The year before that is when he balled out and everybody wanted him. Excuse me. That my blushy's coming back. I'm getting texts left and right that popping up on the screen. But he's cashing in off of that one good season. If I'm Cleveland, I'm pissed. They did better last year, and they had Flacco. I mean, they had quarterback by committee at that point. And Flacco took them to the playoffs. It was a good story. 24 of 45, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Bum. I'm sorry. And I don't know what the rest of his contract is. It was a lot of money guaranteed. Fucking waste. Fucking waste. He is robbing that team in the league blind. But Dak got paid too. We didn't talk about that because we recorded on Thursday. And I called it. I said, Dak's going to get paid before kickoff. Sure as shit. Got paid before kickoff. God, I don't know what is happening. Yeah, here we go. Washington at Tampa. Yeah. Also, I can't wait for them to change the name again because I'm so sick of the commies. I get it, but like it's not. Dude, the fucking commies. Stop this. He put sorry Joe with a sad face. The commies. First of all, it's the Commanders. And the name blows, so just call them the Redskins, like all the actual Washington fans do. No fucking Washington fan that I hear of calls them the fucking Commanders or the Comanches or the fucking Salamanders or the Commies. Okay, you call them, and don't call them the football team either. That's another thing that's come up recently too. Again, because everybody hates the name Commanders because it's just like generic. So everybody's like, "Oh, I kind of like the football team. I thought it was unique." Yeah, okay. It's like going to a store called Store in West Greenwich, right? Gas station called Gas. It's like we watch The Simpsons. It's a fucking, or like a cartoon. It's beer called Beer. Like it's vanilla ice cream. The Washington football team with fucking numbers on their helmet, no logo, no identity. That's not better than the Commanders and vice versa. But anyway, I digress. I don't know what I was expecting out of this game. Because last year they had the worst ranked defense in the league. And I don't know how much better they could have gotten in one offseason. They had a lot of turnover. A lot of guys didn't come back. I think they had the highest percentage of guys of turnover year to year. But there's only so much that new management and new coaches can do, right? They had one draft. They drafted a bunch of decent guys. They're thin at wide out. Their defense was terrible. I mean, again, you're going up against Godwin and Evans. Your best corners are going to have trouble there, let alone us. Forbes had a god-awful penalty. He had 2 penalties on the same play, which was heroic in a weird way. Their secondary is a problem, right? So even their linebackers, I mean, I was like, oh, Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner. I know Wagner's getting up there, but, you know, something to be somewhat excited about. I mean, you still have Deron Payne. You have Jonathan Allen. They made Baker look like he was fucking Peyton. Somebody had said that. I think I just stole that from somebody. But it was true. I mean, granted, he has weapons, and they have a decent team, and I'm not saying Baker's terrible. It's just when you're playing against the last-ranked defense, oh, you'll shine. Oh, believe me, you'll fucking shine. Watch Daniel Jones next week because I feel like we're going to have to really put up some points to even win that game because you got to figure they do have Malik Neighbors. Who the fuck are they going to put on Neighbors? I don't know. You can't put Forbes on him. You can't trust him. St. Juice, I think he's better, but I mean, I haven't seen enough there either. But some of the bright spots here. Jaden went out. He protected the ball. He did run a lot, but there was only a couple designed runs, and there was one I really didn't love towards the end where he kind of did like just right up the middle. And the way he got tackled, it was almost like if you were just to hand it off, just to kind of like burn a play with your running back. I was like, what the fuck was that? I didn't like that call. So he did run a lot, but he ran off of being flushed out of the pocket or rolling out and seeing a hole. You could tell that he was going to pass first on those plays. And if you roll out and you see the lane and you can go. So, I mean, some bright spots. The last thing anybody that's a Washington fan wants to hear is be patient. And I said this yesterday, we have to be patient. It's tough because it's been 32 fucking years of suck. So it's hard to be patient. You still got to be critical of these guys because, again, a lot of these guys are professional. I mean, they're all professional. A lot of these guys are veterans. To the coach's point afterwards, there were spots for them to shine, and they just fucking didn't. I mean, I don't know if they would have won the game. Maybe not. I mean, they gave up 37 points. I mean, they scored 20, but the last one was a garbage touchdown. Just garbage points at the end. Cade York missed 2 field goals. Today's news, they cut him, which I said yesterday they're gonna cut him. Washington has had the worst luck when it comes to kickers and quarterbacks. 2 bugaboos. They had a good one in Dustin Hopkins. They let him go. At some point, they just didn't re-sign him, I guess. They had Joey Sly. Wasn't the best, but he had a strong leg. He's gone. He goes to New England. And then they signed McManus. McManus has his legal troubles right now, so they had to cut him. They got a few guys in preseason, the training camp and whatnot. They don't pan out. They trade a conditional 7th round for Cade York. He misses 2 field goals in the opener. So they just signed another kicker today. So I don't know. 0-1. Not the end of the world. Honestly, if they go 4-13 or whatever the fuck they do, it's like they have to revamp a lot of. Excuse me. It's not just. Most people are going to say it's the Snyder shit, and it is. A lot of it is you had a coaching staff in here before for 4 years, and like not many of their draft picks have panned out. Cosme might be the best one, but you got some fucking bad ones in there. And Forbes is going to be the next one. Unless he somehow turns it around this season from here on out and balls out and has a bunch of picks, he ain't making it next year. He's going to get cut too. The Sunday night game was the Rams at Lions, I believe. Yeah, he just said good game. It was a good game. I didn't catch the end of it. It was on a little bit too late for me. I did see it go to overtime, though. I did see that, and then I was watching it in bed, went to overtime, and I conked out. I woke up, saw that Detroit won. So it was a rematch of last year's playoff game. Stafford, 34-49, 317 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Goff was 18 of 28, 217, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Now, I know it was close, and I know it went to overtime, but hear me out. When you see a stat line of a quarterback throwing it that many times, I will put my money, right? Put that Mo's money bet on that team lost. Just give me the stat. If you see 13 of 49, 317, I'm going to say they lost. And they could have won. It went to overtime. But there's something about the more times that you're throwing it like that, you see high numbers into the 40s as a quarterback, chances are that team lost that game. Even when you see the stat, 317 yards and 1 touchdown, chances are they lost that game. Tonight's game is not on yet. It's the Jets at the 49ers. I think we both have the 49ers for this one. I'm going to kill some time here because I need to get a hot take. So I'm going to go directly to the source because I think Maurice may not be in his hotel yet. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to go through my picks. If I don't have Mo's picks in time, which I probably won't, I'll post them separately. Now, let me go into the fantasy corner real quick. Sorry, we're all over the place. I'm trying to figure out what I am and am not doing here. Fantasy corner. In the Cheese League, Trickery Neighbors, I should catch a win here. I had Lamar, who went off. I had Stevenson. He had 120 yards and a touchdown for New England. Tyreek gave me 31 points, 7 catches, 130 yards, touchdown. It's like a typical game for him. At Dustin Hopkins. In the Cheese League, the kickers get a ridiculous amount of points. I saw somebody got like 90 points off their kicker yesterday. Oh, it was 96. It was Kai Fairbairn. Kai Fairbairn. The other league, the Nakua Matatas. I'm probably going to lose this one. I don't know who to blame here, but also my namesake is week to week because Puka Nakua. It's not funny, but he injured his knee. He's week to week. So the Nakua Matatas are going to be 0-1. It's a tough league. I can't figure out the scoring of that league because I'm so used to the Cheese League that the points are just out of control. Okay, let's see. I do have the hot take. So that's the I don't have. Oh, actually, you know what? I do have. Mo is in the Cheese League too. So let me at least get his updates too. Jess's team, the Canadian Goose Eggs, they are going to lose to Dottie Stuffies. What do we have? She got Ayuk tonight. You'd have to score 100 points with Ayuk. Between that and San Fran's defense, not likely to happen here. Morris won his game. He had Jordan Love, Cook, Lamb, New Orleans defense. They had 2 picks off of that one. He had Cooper Kupp, who had a good game. Yeah, so Maurice is going to win that game. I'm going to win that game. I'm going to win my game, and he's going to win his game. All right. The hot take is in. The hot take. As my beer slushie becomes an actual beer now. Week 2 hot take. Aaron Rodgers not making it through the season. He's going to be trash. I think it's funny in a way that the league is like, puts the middle finger up and says, hey, Rodgers, you're back on Monday night against the fucking 49ers. Again, different sources throughout training camp and preseason and shit have said the Jets are a shit show. And I got to imagine that they probably are. And I don't know if he's going to mask some of that shit. He is 40, coming off an injury, Achilles. I don't know. We'll see. I wonder if she's saying it based on injury because then she followed it up and said he's going to be trash. So I wonder if she thinks that he's going to be benched, or because I can't imagine the Jets benching him. But I mean, I don't. In that division too, you got to figure like they got to play Miami twice, they got to play Buffalo twice. You know, New England division games are always hard. I don't see how they rise above even like the expected Buffalo and Miami. So Rodgers not making it through the season. He's going to be trash. And that's your hot take for week 2. Let's move it along. Because here's the other thing. I also have to post Mo's money pick separately because I don't have his picks yet. Okay. This is sad when I don't remember the buttons still. Yes. No, that's the bitch button. There it is. You would think the money, we say this all the time, the money pick would be the green. I know it's that one. That's the laugh. That's the bitch. This is fantasy. It's all screwed up. Anyway, okay. I already made my picks, so I'm just going to run through these. I got the Dolphins over the Bills. The Dolphins are at home. The over-under on that's 49.5. Miami's favored by a 1.5. Well, you know what? I don't have a Joker pick yet, so as we go through these, I'm going to have to scope out a Joker. Oh, I have it already. I got it. Just 'cause I don't want to be a hater. I got Dallas over the Saints. Dallas is at home. Over under, and that's 45.5. Dallas is favored by 6.5. Yeah, I would take the points on that one. On Dallas' side, sorry. I would take Dallas with the win, and I think they'll cover. 45.5, I'd take the over on that. I got the Lions over the Bucks. You know what? I am going to do it. I'll be that petty. Joker pick of the week. Tampa Bakers for the second week in a row. And this isn't out of pure salt. I think last week I kind of just did it as a last-minute thing. I was like, I wanted to give my team an extra pep and give Jaden that confidence, and I said that Tampa's going to be the Joker pick. But I also see the way that Baker played in this game. He balled out against the worst defense. And I'm not shitting on Baker, but I am shitting on my defense. But I also think that the Lions are a much better team. They're both playoff teams. Joker pick of the week, Tampa Bay. I got the Lions over Tampa Bay. The Lions are favored by exactly 7. 1 touchdown. The over-under is 50.5. I would take the over. Oh, man, 7 right on the line. That's I would take the over. I'd take the Lions to win. I'd take the over, but I would take Tampa to cover. That sounds good. I got the Colts over the Packers. Strictly because right now I don't know if Jordan Love's playing. I'm assuming he's not. Don't know where he's at with his injury. I'm assuming he's not playing. I know it's tough to play at Green Bay. I think Malik is the backup. I'm going with the Colts to pull one out, close one. Over under on that's 40.5. Colts are favored by 3.5. I would say, take the under at 40.5. This could be one of those tight ones where I'd say Colts to win, Packers to cover, because it's 3.5. I think it's going to be close, low-scoring game. That's where I'm at with that one. I got the Jets over the Titans. Not to go against the hot take, but the way that William Levi Jeans IV played at the Titans, I don't have. I mean, they had a 17-point lead, and they lost to which is predominantly because of the Bears' defense, but also how shitty the Titans' offense was. They blew that game. So I got the Jets on that one. The over-under on that one's 42.5. Jets by 4. Favored by 4. I would take, I'll be honest, I'd probably take the under on that one too. And take the Jets to cover. That's what I would do. 49ers over the Vikings. I mean, Donald had a good game, but he had a good game against a shit fucking team. I expect the 49ers to be as prominent as they were last year. Over under 45.5. Oh man, it's interesting to see what they do tonight. Because I don't think they're going to have to put up a lot of points against Minnesota. But then again, Minnesota put up 28. But again, it was against the Giants. I don't know. That's a tough one. I could see San Fran covering the 5.5. The 45.5 over under is a little. Yeah. 45.5. I'd take the over bucket. What do I care? I got Seattle over New England. I know New England pulled out a win. I'm going to blame some of it on the slow starting Bengals, as they seem to do every year. New England is at home. This is New England's only home game for the first 4 weeks, which is crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised if they win, but also if they did, imagine that, they'd be 2-0. Yikes. But I do have Seattle winning that game. Seattle's favored by 3.5. The over-under is 38.5. I'd take the... that's a low under, though. They're really not expecting much here. I would take the under. Bucket. I take the under, and I take Seattle to cover. Giants at Washington. Washington's home opener. I got Washington, obviously. Washington's favored by 2.5. Over-under is 43.5. I would go Washington to cover, take the under. Chargers at Panthers. I got the Chargers. Chargers are favored by 6.5. Over-under 39.5. I take the under. Because I don't see Carolina really scoring much, and I don't know if Chargers are going to need to really score 40 points there. Although they did get dog walked by the Saints, so I got the Jaguars. All right, it says Cleveland Browns at the Jaguars. I got the Jaguars. I have no faith in Deshaun. No faith. I think he's robbing the league blind at this point. I got the Jaguars there. Jaguars are favored by 3.5. Over under is 41.5. I say. Jags to win, take the over. Raiders at Ravens. Yeah, I picked the Ravens. That's why I knew I didn't pick the Raiders again this week. Ravens are favored by 9.5. I think that might be the biggest spread of the week. 9.5, the over-under is 41.5. I'd take the over on that one. The 9.5 spread shouldn't be a problem, but that's a big one, though, because it's still early in the season. You never know. And they have Minshew. I have more faith in Minshew than I did O'Connell last year. So they could put up points. Take the over. What did I say? I just said take the over. Take the over. Oh, man. I feel like when the spread's that high, I usually go down and take the points there. But every time I do, I get fucked. Baltimore to cover. They're a much better team. Rams at Arizona. I got the Rams. Whew. Arizona's favored by 1. Over-under is 50.5. Yeesh. Obviously, take the Rams there because 1 point spread with the Cardinals. I got the Rams there. The over-under at 50.5. I mean, they put up 28 against Buffalo. The Rams put up, 20. Take the under. That's too high. I'm trying to talk myself into it, and I immediately go the other way. Pittsburgh at Denver. I got Denver. My boy Bo Nix. The over-under 37.5. Pitt is favored by 3. Obviously, take Denver. And take 37.5 is fucking low. Take the over. Cincinnati at Kansas City. Last week's Super Bowl prediction, I said I would pick the Bengals over the Ravens because I think they have a better shot at beating the Chiefs, but not in September, as we've seen, 6-7-1, losing to the fucking 4-13 Patriots. Take the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 6. Take them to cover, 48.5. Take the under. Bears. Sorry, where am I? Bears at Houston. Sorry. I'm writing it backwards because I'm writing who I took, and I'm looking at it over here. Bears at Houston. I got Houston. Houston's favored by 6.5. Over-under is 45.5. Take Houston to win. Chicago to cover. Take the under. Atlanta at Philly. I got Philly. Fucking Captain Kirk. He's still adjusting, so I don't think week 2 is his adjustment period with Philly coming, or they're going to Philly. It's even worse. Philly by 6.5. Over-under is 48.5. Take Philly. Take Philly to cover. 48.5 is a lot of points, though. I don't think Atlanta can score that many points. Oh, my God. That's a tough one, though. 48.5. Take the over. Why not? Be bold. Take the over. All right, let's see. Before I shut this here program down, yeah, I got nothing from Morris yet, so I'll post it separately because this is going to go up. I did a whole 55 minutes here by myself with my foamy beer and my slushy beer, and I did this all on the fly here. So anyway, like the video, share it. Watch the show, make money. That's how I'm going to leave it. Watch the show, make money. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share this. Comment what your picks are. I want to hear your picks. I want to hear your hot takes. Email us. All the information's in the description of this here of this here show, in the description of the video. So like it, comment, share. Tell 5 friends. Tell 8 people you don't know, 10 people you do know, and 4 people you don't like. Watch the show. Make money.